What's the worst argument you've ever had with your significant other, and what was the cause? They'll call you an adulterer, Kat. I hung up the phone immediately following that sentence. He called me right back. What do you want? What would you possibly want with a hoe? I sobbed into the phone. He tried his best to convince me that he didn't feel that way, but I was deeply in my feelings and very frustrated with the entirety of the situation. Dave and I met while I was still married, and we slept together then, too. The catch? I was in an open marriage at the time, and that was allowed. Ultimately, I opted for divorce after I realized that I wanted monogamy with Dave. However, the circumstances are there, plainly in black and white for a conservative Catholic set of parents. The young woman my son is dating committed adultery with our son, and he stayed with her. I shouldn't have said that, he choked out, becoming audibly more upset as I continued to wail. I don't mean that I think that. I just want to protect you from them. It had been several months and his parents still were completely oblivious to the fact that he was seeing anyone, let alone me. He had no intention of telling them, either. It's not that I wanted to meet them or anything, but simply knowing their son had a girlfriend was what I thought was going on this whole time. They're going to judge you harshly. You don't deserve that. I think you're such a good person, but I can't tell them that you and I are together yet. I can't have them asking questions that I can't honestly answer while I'm still living in their house. To be fair, he was still living with them. After losing his job in Brooklyn, New York, he hopped a Greyhound home to Virginia, got a new job, a car, and moved in with his parents until he could figure out a living situation. That hadn't changed, but he'd been living there about a year and, rather than saving for his own place, we were planning to save our funds and move in together sometime next year. If you can't accept the way that we met, then we can't do this, Dave, I said very plainly, still sniffling. I need to be with someone who actually likes me. How we met isn't going to change, ever, he agreed. We said our goodbyes, and hung up the phone. That was it. I lost my best friend. My best friend and the man I wanted to be my life partner thinks I'm a dirty adulterer, I thought to myself. I fell asleep in tears. Several hours later, I woke up to several text messages. They were memes. From Dave. He had collected a grouping of some of his favorite memes and sent them to me in an attempt to not reconcile the breakup, but to make me smile. They are pretty good ones, I laughed to myself. I sent him a one-word morning text and we facilitated conversation from there. I allowed him to explain to me better why he felt so uncomfortable talking to his parents about this and what his hang-ups were regarding that subject. He wanted to protect me. He wanted me to continue to feel good about myself because he loved me, and he didn't want me to be unrighteously judged for a situation I couldn't explain in full. He told me he wanted them to have the best impression of me. He then said something I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Anyone who's met you for 12 minutes would be crazy not to love you, Kat. And if they don't, then they are the problem and not you. We ended up getting a new place in Brooklyn, and we made it work. How we met didn't end up being as big of an issue for his parents as we thought. We have now been married for 11 years, and even have a son.